Why is Filipino food not as popular as its other neighboring cuisines like Thai, Malaysian, or Vietnamese? Have you tried Filipino food before we met?
No, I never tried Filipino food until we met.
Have you tried Thai food before we met?
I'm not sure. I'd had Chinese food.
There you go.
I had Chinese food. Let's go yes. Yes, I had Thai food.
Considering there are millions of us, this is really surprising. It's actually been written about quite a lot. If you look it up, you'll find a lot of articles explaining as to why, and to a certain extent, even voted as the least favorite food of other people. They all make sense, but it is really hard to comprehend for someone who really enjoys it, really loves it, and also quite an advocate of it, which is me. It's definitely gaining popularity though. I'd say in the past 10 years, there are more Filipinos living overseas. And if you know a few Filipinos, you know that most of us are either nurses or chefs. And because there are a lot of professionally trained cooks, then obviously comes more creative ways and style of cooking. And we experienced this firsthand in our last trip to the Philippines. It's like the food scene in Bangkok, but it's in its infancy. So I'm really proud of the creative and really ambitious and passionate chefs coming from the Philippines.
On our last trip, we visited Manila, Boracay, and Coron.
And it's the restaurants in Manila that really impressed us, and that's what we're going to show to you today.
We're hoping that through this video, you get inspired to try it out yourself. We're hoping that after watching this video, you'll be inspired to either try it yourself when you're in the Philippines or to try making it yourself at home.
Let's start with a cheap and cheerful, and there are plenty of them in the Philippines. Some good, some meh, and some really good.
Goto Tendon, located in BGC Taguig. It's open 24 hours, caters, what's BPO? And if you haven't worked it out yet, they specialize in Goto and Tendon.
Wade wouldn't touch the tendon, but please, I highly recommend that you do. It adds a varying texture to your meal.
And it's filled with collagen.
Correct, which makes you look plumper. Ideally, try their goto with tendon, which is the namesake. But I actually went for their Paris, which was a childhood favorite of mine, and I just couldn't let that one go when I saw it in the menu.
And of course, no Filipino meal is complete without garlic fried rice and a little bit of soup on the side.
It's a perfect late night meal. It's garlicky, a little bit salty, a little bit sweet, and it's very soft made. It gives you that homey feeling. Oh, I wish I could make Paris. You can't miss their bone marrow, and of course, you gotta finish off with some dessert.
There's definitely places in the Philippines that you can get it cheaper than Goto Tendon, but it's a nice air-conditioned space, wasn't too busy, and BGC is a relatively nicer area, hence their premium price point. But even then, if you're comparing it to a meal in Sydney, it was 240 pesos or 6 Aussie dollars, $4 USD, less than you tip at some places. We all love our huge global fast food chains, but the Philippines has one that's near and dear to their hearts. It doesn't matter where Maryel goes, if there's a Jollibee, she'll be there.
You cannot leave the Philippines without trying Jollibee. It literally is everywhere. In BGC alone, where we stayed at, there are at least 6. Their most popular dishes are the Jolly Spaghetti, the Jolly Chicken, and the Yum Burger. We don't want to be canceled, but I would say they are a bit, they're so-so. They're all right. They're a bit meh. We prefer the Macca's Burger than the Yum Burger. The spaghetti is overcooked. And the chicken is actually pretty good. It's very juicy. The skin is crispy. We love our chicken skin in the Philippines, but it could be a hit and miss. Let us know in the comments which store makes it really good, because I've tried it somewhere where it's good, but the one in Rizal Park where we went to the last time was a bit of a fail.
They had no running water.
Well, there is that. But you know what it is? Sometimes you just really want to have it. You want to have that sweet spaghetti with hot dogs that foreigners find really weird. But I still recommend that if you make it, cook it with al dente spaghetti, not overcooked.
The best way to explain it to non-Filipinos is that when Filipinos think of the taste of home, Jollibee is what comes to mind
100%,
first.
100%. It's the first and the last thing that you do every time you come home.
Yeah. And it's at the airport. Very convenient.
Of course, everywhere. It's everywhere, as I said. But the real winners are Jolly Hot Dog, Burger Steak, and Peach Mango Pie. You do love the peach mango pie.
Gets a vote from me
Yeah,
too.
you love your peach mango pie, especially that last two. And I can never make it at home. I can never copy it. The way the patty is so thin yet so delicious and so yummy. Because that's it, right? Like you can never make it at home. Like you never make a patty at home that compact yet that's still juicy and really tasty.
Would you say it makes you jolly?
It does make me jolly and happy and yummy. The gravy. The gravy is just so good with the mushroom. One piece is never enough. I think they do 2-piece now as well. When I was in LA not too long ago, I was happy that they do it 3-piece burger steak.
It shows.
Do try everything in the menu and find your own favorite. Be warned though, be ready to queue.
And for those that are just completely overwhelmed, they've got items on their menu that give you one of everything.
Correct.
So you can just order
Meal.
a sampling plate with a yum burger, 1 piece of chicken, a peach mango pie, a drink, fries, and you can work out what your new love is.
They are available for delivery as well, but it is always busy. We Filipinos love Jollibee so much. The fact that we ignore how dirty it can get sometimes. The Rizal Park store was very dirty, and as Wade said, they ran out of running water. It could really get hectic, and no one can resist Jollibee's smile.
But at the end of the day, it's a fast food chain. So don't expect a 5-star, a Michelin star dining. The Philippines cafe culture is growing. They've got their own little spin on cafes. And the food is heavier, jollier, yummier.
Of course, we have rice in our cafe, and these are the two that we really like. Cafe Mary Grace and Little Flower Cafe. Little Flower Cafe is in BGC, and it's very close to Shangri-La Fort, and it's the little sister of probably the bigger Wildflower restaurant. They have a few stores in Salcedo Village and in Mega Mall as well. They actually specialize in bread and pastries, but we haven't tried that one. We've been there a few times, but just haven't tried their bread. We always go for their Filipino food, which is leveled up, but still a casual vibe. They don't just do Filipino food. It is a cafe, but as Wade said earlier, the Filipino cafes are not your typical cafe food. They have Filipino food, obviously, but they have salads and sandwiches as well. It is a good brunch spot, which is what we did the last time we went there. The crowd is very business crowd, and I think that's because of the location and the time that we went to as well. Their price point is about 500 to 800 pesos, so their food starts from about 13 Australian dollars or 9 USD.
Cafe Mary Grace is a little more popular than Little Flower Cafe. Virtually every corner you look at, there will be a Cafe Mary Grace. They have popped up everywhere. You see them almost as much as Jollibee. And just our tour around BGC, I think we ate at 4 different ones. They have an extensive menu, from all-day Filipino breakfast to pizza, pasta, sandwiches, and pastries. Maryel's favorite food is always the ensaymada and the hot chocolate.
You don't like it?
No. What I always get is the chocolate cake. I love some Mary Grace chocolate cake.
Their ensaymada has that perfect fluff and softness, and it is very generous with manchego cheese. Make sure to bring home some with you because the family and your friends, whoever you live with, is obviously going to thank you for it. And make sure that you pair it up with their famous hot chocolate. It is the best hot chocolate that I've had, and I do drink a lot of hot chocolate.
A little depressing footnote though. Maryel was insisting that it's Filipino hot chocolate.
It isn't,
and
it's
when
Belgian.
she was fighting with the staff members saying, how can I get this Filipino hot chocolate? And they said, sorry ma'am, it's Belgium. It's from Belgium. It's Belgian. It's from Belgium.
It's still good. It's still really good. I was going to say, yeah, it is Belgian chocolate, but it is prepared in a traditional Filipino way. Their dishes range from about 300 to 400 pesos. That is $8 to $10 AUD and 5 to 7 USD, with the ensaymada and the hot chocolate obviously coming in less than that. This gotta be our favorite of them all, home cooked style Filipino food. these favorite places of ours definitely still has that classic traditional Filipino flavors. It is definitely enhanced, but still authentic.
Our go-tos, both, of course, in BGC,
Yes.
because we never leave the bubble, are Manam and
I love manam. I love manam.
Manam and Abe.
Abe.
Abe. They're both about a middle price point. Abe's is towards the Surrender side of BGC.
And that is like if you are coming in from Shangri-La Fort, you go through High Street, and then that's Surrender here in the end. So near SM Aura and Market Mark. What was it called? I think it's called Market Market.
That restaurant has been there ever since I first visited the Philippines in 2012. And I'm sure they were on that little corner long before that as well.
Yeah.
So their menu is far more traditional and very classic Filipino food. The must-haves are, of course, adobo.
Crispy adobo is so good. Was it pork or was it chicken? Pork. It was crispy pork adobo. So good.
Crispy pork adobo. The fried fish, which I won't recommend because I don't like seafood, but Maryel and the table next to us
And every other table.
both recommend it highly. And then, of course, crab fat on the side. Still not going to recommend it, but
He doesn't eat seafood, but it's definitely one of the best dishes to get from Abe. I think it's plapla, the fish, and they deep fry it in its whole, and it's just like designed this way. Obviously, there were only two of us, so they serve me a different kind of fish, but still definitely get the fried fish. Once you see it on the menu, that's the one, and then you just gotta have that crab fat paired with the rice. Mwah. Chef's kiss.
sorry. What was that fish name?
Plapla.
I'm pretty sure you just made that up, but
No!
sure.
Filipinos, we like our words. It's usually double. A lot of our words are double, but yeah, it's plapla.
Dalawang.
Manam is more on the modern side and definitely younger. It hasn't been around for as long as Abe, but it's already gaining popularity, that it's actually expanded a lot faster than Abe, and it's literally in almost all the major shopping centers, or as they call it in the Philippines, malls. I love their menu for two things. Number one, they split it up into classic or traditional and modern, so you can play it up a bit, and we have favorites from both, and they have three different sizes: small, regular, and large, or small, medium, and large. And the good thing about the small is that you can try multiple dishes because it is such a small serving. Or if you're dining alone, then you can get small and it will not be too much. Their must-haves are, and I say must have, like I dream about these dishes: watermelon sinigang, crispy palabok, gising, and of course their ube sago shake.
If you're not a fan of the ube, you are in the Philippines, so just swap it out with a mango swap it out with a mango pomelo shake.
That is and it's got sago as well, doesn't it?
Yes, it's still got the sago in it. Because both of these restaurants have such extensive menus, just like every restaurant in the Philippines,
No.
you can go to these places almost daily and still not try everything on their menu, so you won't get sick of the food. If it's your first time trying Filipino food, go to these places, and that will set the bar for the rest of your trip.
Save the best for last. And I do quote unquote because obviously every restaurant that we have discussed so far, we've shared with you so far, are all amazing, and price points do vary. But these ones are a bit more on the special side. Definitely not something that you would go to on a daily. They are on the pricier side as it is fine dining, and it's more of that degustation style. Am I pronouncing that right? It's degustation, right? Yeah. So it's a degustation style. You can go from 8 to 13 dish or courses, which are plentiful. But this is really art. It is a craft. You can definitely see that there's a lot of thought that's been put into every dish. You can feel, at least I can feel the pride in every one of them. It showcases produce that I didn't grow up eating, so it definitely expands my knowledge and our taste buds of regional Philippines and its produce.
During our last trip, we tried Gallery by Chele.
Yeah, I know. I've been pronouncing it as shell, but apparently it's Chele, and he's quite a popular chef in the Philippines.
So Gallery by Chile and Toyo Eatery. Toyo Eatery gets my vote, but
Yeah, you do like it. They're not same though.
to be fair,
We're
so
drunk.
the two disclaimers are Gallery by Chile. I don't think they're as good at replacing the seafood options as
Right.
Toyo Eatery were.
Yeah.
So Mariel's having some lovely crab fat, and I'm kind of just having some cucumber and bamboo salad. Doesn't quite swap
No.
out properly, whereas Toyo Eatery did do that better. But if you're a seafood lover,
Mwah.
still going to work out for you. The other thing was I was heavily hungover for
You are.
Gallery by Chile from one too many bottles of whiskey. So it may be better if you go there sober. Chile is in BGC, nice and easy to get to, just like everything else in BGC. Toyo, you've got to go a little further out. It's over in Makati, which still isn't that far anyway, but
It's also in the Makati that is closer to the side of BGC.
yes. And it's tucked around to the corner behind some commercial area, but still pretty easy to get to. There's a lot more than just these two. These are just the only two that we had time for on our last trip. But the number one recommendation, go hungry. 13 courses. By the time you get to 6 or 7 and they start bringing out the mains, you're already getting pretty full. It's fine dining and it's expensive, but when you compare it to fine dining in places like Australia and America, it's kind of a buy one, get one free pricing.
So spoil and enjoy yourself. We hope that made you hungry and that inspired you to try Filipino food.
Do like this video if you did. It really helps our channel out and lets us know what you do like.
Correct. And do follow us on TikTok and Instagram as well for more behind the scenes and daily updates. And if you enjoyed that, watch the Philippines season 1 next. How am I putting it here? I don't know. Stay safe. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye.